Yo, guys, Justin James with the 10-7, and I'm here to talk about this incredible co-main event we have coming up. We have two GOATs of the weight classes, some would say. We have Weili Zhang looking for double champ status, taking on Valentina Shevchenko. Guys, this could be a barn burner, or it could be a snooze fest. I mean, I don't like to say Weili Zhang is ever in a snooze fest. But Valentina Shevchenko has put together some, especially when she was fighting against Alexa Grasso. But let's get into it. I'm a huge fan of both of these girls. And first, we are going to talk about Valentina Shevchenko. All right, guys, here we go. Valentina coming in this matchup, 25 wins, 4 losses. That beautiful head kick. And we're going to talk about this later in the show. But just remember that beautiful left high kick. She comes on that southpaw stance. This is my teammate, Jessica I, teammate and friend, Jessica I. It was a brutal knockout. She cracked on her. We have the flyweight champion. Her last weigh in 124 pounds, weighs a pound under. She's currently on a 2-fight win streak. 8 wins by KO, 7 wins by submission, 10 wins by decision. Currently 14-3 in the UFC. And man, this girl has fought a who's who in the women's division. Now we look at her debut, Sarah Kaufman back in the day, stud. Amanda Nunes, arguably the greatest women's fighter of all time. Holly Holm, former champ. Julia Pena, like Amanda Nunes again. I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with Priscilla here. Joanna, let's go. Jessica I, like we mentioned in the picture. Carmouche, Jennifer Maya, Jessica Andrade, Lauren Murphy. I mean, Alexa Grasso, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Manon Fiorot, excuse me. I always pronounce that wrong. But guys, this girl's fought a who's who. A lot of people think that she's the GOAT of her division. And I'd have to agree. I mean, her and Alexa Grasso had a great 3-fight series here. Alexa came out. She gets that, I'm going to give you my breakdown of how I thought these 3 fights played out. Alexa Grasso, she comes out. She realized that she's a little bit faster, a little bit sharper than she may have anticipated. She ends up resorting to her wrestling. They end up in a weird scramble, and Alexa ends up on her back. Obviously gets the rear naked choke. When they go into the rematch, there was a point deduction at some point. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but it led to the split decision draw, or excuse me, the draw. And then she resorts to completely wrestling Alexa Grasso. I think that was the game plan, obviously, going into this fight. Take her down and beat her up. And maybe, she's getting a little older. She's getting a little late in her career now. She's been in the UFC for a long time. She's 37 years old. Been in the UFC, let's see how long. She's had 17 fights in the UFC. She's been in the UFC since 2015. I mean, she's getting late in her career, and a lot of times people start to get late in their career and they don't want to be in bangers anymore, and they want to slow the pace down and resort to wrestling and grappling and grind out decision. And that's what she did here with Alexa Grasso in that third fight, that one that she won. And then she seemed to be back to herself back in this fight, but still, we know how good Valentina is with wrestling. Let's move over to Weili Zhang. Looking at Weili, Magnum Zhang, 26-3 coming in. And honestly, Weili might be one of my favorite female fighters around right now. I'm a huge Valentina fan, but Weili Zhang, she is just freaking awesome. 36 years old. That really surprised me. I didn't realize how old she was. Currently on a 5-fight win streak. She is the straw weight going up. So she will be giving up a little bit of size here. But I know she trains at the UFC PI. I'm sure they're going to make sure that she's ready. 11 wins by knockout, 8 wins by submission, 7 by decision, 10-2 in the UFC. And man, just like Valentina, she has fought a who's who in the UFC. Not too familiar with Daniel Taylor, but Jessica Aguilar finished her in armbar. Tisha Pennington, Jessica Andrade, that was a freaking crazy knockout. Joanna, if you guys remember this might be the greatest women's fight of all time. Just a banger. And honestly, this Rose Namajunas head kick, I thought was a fluke. Hit her in the first round, 1 minute in. Come from that orthodox stance. She threw like that switch head kick and just clipped her. Like I said, I think it was a fluke. I thought she won this decision. But Rose ended up, sneaking it out there. Goes and back, fights Joanna. And man, what an incredible knockout. Spinning back fist. Joanna face plants with Carla Esparza coming in here, finishes her. Carla, incredible wrestler. Amanda Lemos, Jan, Tatiana Suarez, a teammate of mine, an incredible wrestler. She goes in there and just handles her, and it just comes up to our matchup. Now, guys, this is a razor close fight. I do have a prediction. I'm not going to say it yet. Honestly, I think this is a coin flip fight. Let's take a look at what the odds makers think and the Tapology community thinks. Yeah, man, it's like this is one of the closest fights I've seen, especially for somebody coming up from the smaller weight class. We're going to look at this. UFC 322 co-main event. And here we go. With number one flyweight. Valentina, slight favorite. I believe that Zhang opened up as the favorite, but I believe Valentina is the favorite as of now. 37 years of age, 5'5", 5'4", a little bit of a reach, a little bit of a height, but nothing astronomical. And I tell you what, with Zhang training at the PI, I really think that they're going to have her weight dialed in. They're going to have her body ready. Like everyone's like, oh, well, Valentina's going to be bigger. And I mean, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, she's going to have an easier weight cut and going from 115 to 125. I mean, especially for women, especially when you're under guidance of UFC PI, man, I really think that, Weili Zhang's going to do just fine at 125. Now, some of my concerns, you have Valentina. She's an incredible kickboxer. All right. She's a southpaw. She comes on that southpaw stance. She has a beautiful left high kick. If you remember when she fought Jessica Ai, man, it was devastating. Just threw that beautiful left high in there, cracked Jessica, knocked her unconscious. If Rose Namajunas did that to Weili Zhang. So I'm expecting Valentina to look for that left high kick early. Now, when we look at the Alexa Grasso matches, Valentina's been using her wrestling. And is it a game plan why? Or does she just not want to be in wars as much as she used to? She's 37 years old. There's sometimes in people's career, they just don't want to be in wars anymore, and they want to take the smarter approach to victory rather than the explosive approach. And I'm fine with it either way. I mean, she's a GOAT for her weight class, and whatever her reasoning is, I'm fine with. But I tell you what, Weili Zhang has some incredible wrestling defense, and I think Weili Zhang is still inclined to be in these wars. She wants to be in these wars. She's not afraid to bleed. She's not afraid to get in there and bang. I'm not saying Valentina's afraid. Don't get me wrong. I don't think she's afraid, but 37 years of age, kind of at the end of her career here. She has the challenger coming up to her weight class. I mean, man, this is a razor close matchup. And some people might not like my take on it, but with the way Weili handled Tatiana, and Tatiana is one of the best female wrestlers I've ever trained with, one of the best female wrestlers I've ever worked with. And, her boyfriend, Patchy Mix, good friend of mine, like the way she handled her wrestling is I'm just not sure if Valentina's wrestling is going to be good enough to get Zhang down. Now, when it comes to a striking match, obviously Shevchenko is an incredible striker, but she had some holes exposed going against Alexa Grasso. I think Alexa Grasso was beating her on the feet, hence why Shevchenko wanted to take her down. And I just don't think that Valentina is going to be able to get Weili down. And, being 37 years old, and I know that Weili Zhang, she's 36, but she still has the speed. And I just feel Shevchenko has lost a little bit of speed with age. And, man, I think Weili is just going to be a little bit faster, a little bit crisper. I think Valentina is going to look for the early takedown, and I think it's going to get stuffed. Guys, I think Zhang is going to finish Valentina. I really do. I think the 15-pounder is going to go up to 25. Valentina is going to come out. Zhang's going to take the fight to her. Valentina is going to try to take her down early. She might have success early in the fight, but as the fight goes on, I think Zhang's going to start defending more and more. Shevchenko's going to get tired. We saw it when Alexa Grasso tapped her out. It looks like she started to gas out there in the later rounds. You know, I haven't seen that really out of Zhang much. Zhang's on a 5-fight win streak coming into this. She's going for double champ status. I think she's more hungry. And honestly, I think this fight's going to come down to who wants it more. And I have to say, Weili Zhang's going to want it more, guys. I think her wrestling defense is going to stop Valentina, and I think she's going to be faster and sharper. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments.